People, I'm doing a video on making some fake Chinese vegan food. This place is a mess. Unless I get a wife, I'm just going to live in a place that's always a mess. Because I don't like to clean. So, I'm leaning over a whole bunch of junk in the kitchen, trying to get to the stove. Got the camera set up. Put a little bit of avocado oil in there. Because that's what you do. I got some veggies over here. I have to check and see if they're spoiled. I bought them like a week ago. I don't know if they're good. Let me open it up. See if they smell. Oh, they smell good. Oh, yes. So, if you're a good cook, you cook things and then you separate them. I don't have time for that. I'm pretty busy. I got to get back online and post videos. So, I noticed one of the mistakes I make all the time when I cook is I use too much oil. But when I watch the Chinese chefs cook in the restaurant, I never realized how much oil they use. Chinese food from a restaurant is definitely not healthy. They use so much oil. They use ladles of oil. It's like they deep fry everything. Okay, so the store sells this stuff for $3. It's a really good deal. Onions, peppers, already diced up. So that way I don't have to mess with it. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna put some bean sprouts in. I buy this thing in the store, obviously. Where else would I buy it from? Most places won't even sell bean sprouts in a bag now because of all the health problems and people who got sick from it. So they sell it in a can. I'm smelling it. Yeah, it's okay. You gotta be really careful when you buy this stuff. If you keep it in the fridge for more than a couple days, it starts to turn a liquidy brown, and it's very, very unhealthy. You could get very sick from it. So these are still white. They're looking good. Make sure you do that thumbs up, subscribe, like, share. You know, I'm a famous chef. Everybody in the world doesn't know me. Yeah, so, but I'm famous. And so I'm a famous cook. You know, it's something like this, you just do what you want to do. You throw it in a wok. This is, I think, a 14-inch wok. Why such a big wok? Really, I wish I had a bigger wok, but the stove doesn't get hot enough. I don't have a powerful enough burner. I don't have enough room. I have a bigger wok. Can I show it to you? I'm not going to move the camera now. I've got a bigger wok next to this. I don't like using non-stick pans because they're just not healthy. Yes, it's been proven they're not healthy. So, normally what you would do in a restaurant, you would put this in a wok, you would cook it up really fast at a high heat, you'd take the stuff out, and then you'd mix all the other things, and I don't have time to do that. So, I'm going to let this cook a little bit. I'm going to lower the heat just a bit. I know you shouldn't when you're cooking stir-fry or wok style. You're not supposed to lower the heat. Okay, so I buy this package of Tokyo-style noodles. I wish I could find... These are ramen noodles. They sell them in two different styles. I don't really know what the difference is because I don't want to spend the time reading the package. I wish I could find a place that sells the real Chinese... what do they call them? I can't remember what they're called because I don't know what I'm doing. Alright. Yeah, so my mistake was that I would cook this stuff and then I'd transfer it into another pan or another wok, and then I would add more oil and I'd cook more, and it's just an absolute nightmare what I was doing. Not good. Package of tofu. I'm going to put 2 of these in there because I'm coming up to the expiration date in another week and I just got to get this done. These are firm. This is just like chicken breasts. You always want the breast to be firm. You want your tofu to be firm. These are extra firm. Oh, baby, yes. So I'm just going to cut these things. I have a tofu press that will go in there and squeeze this thing and drain out all the liquid. It makes it so much better for stir frying. I don't have the time to do that because I'm a busy guy. I got to get back to YouTube. Got to make some money posting videos. Nobody's paying me any money, believe me. Alright, let's get these noodles out of the way. I'm going to open up the package. I should use a clean knife. Yeah, that would make sense. Open up the package of tofu. And a lot of liquid pours out. A lot of funky comes out of this package. And I really wish that I was using the press, but this is what you end up with. This is a thing of tofu. And I'm going to turn down the heat so I don't burn my hands off. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to slice this in half. Oh, my hand! I just cut my fingers off! Okay, and then you want to dice it. But it's kind of hard to dice in midair. Ow, my hand! Oh, my hand! And then you want to dice it like this, and this is a steak knife, so I really can't. It's very, very mild blade. Oh, why did I say that? Okay, yeah, so I just want to get this done. Get this done and go back to taking a nap. And that's what us single guys do. That's all we do is sleep. Okay, so we got one package done. I'm going to go open up the second package. And I'd really like to have the heat on now, but I'm going to fry my hands and my fingers if I do that. This package in the trash. It doesn't even pay to squeeze this thing. So you could just go like this if you want. It doesn't really matter. It just doesn't matter. You know, it's food. That's all I can say. It's food. Okay. And we'll go slice the thumb. And we'll cut this over here. Nobody watches my long videos, my horizontals anymore. Everyone's watching my shorts. Not my shorts. You know what I'm talking about. My short videos. And the problem with shorts is that YouTube's not going to pay you to post shorts until February. So I post some really good stuff. I'm going to crank the heat up a little bit. The right way to do this would be to put the tofu in the pan and cook it. Again, oh boy, I just dropped an onion on the range. I don't have time to do that. I'm a busy guy. Busy guy searching for a wife to clean my place. Alright, so we'll take care of that later. We've got one more thing to do. These are the noodles. They're already cooked. You're supposed to soak them in water. I don't have time for that. Just going to cut the top of the package. All three of these. Now, what I'd like to do is put it in the sink. You can tell when these are getting old, right on the edge, they start to get a little hard. And you don't want it hard. Okay. So look at this. You can see the noodles. See? They kind of just break apart. But if they were soaked in water, they'd come out really nice. So the whole idea of this is the noodles are already cooked. And they're in a package. For me, the peppers and onions are already diced. And they're in a package. The tofu already done in a package. And what did I leave out? What did I leave out? Tofu, peppers, onions. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have no idea what I'm saying. Okay, we got one more package of noodles. So the reason I'm in such a rush is because I'm in a rush. I should have cooked this a week ago. And luckily everything is... See, the noodles are kind of hard over here. And if I was soaking them in water, they'd be even better. You don't want a hard noodle, do you, ladies? No, you don't. Hey, shout out to Cheryl and Jen. Two favorite people on there. Love you, girls. Alright, so I got noodles all over my hand. I got my noodle on my hand. We get some oil, some soap. Wash my hands. Nobody's going to watch this video. I know that. Oh boy, my hands are all gunky from the noodles and the tofu. It's like it has a film of gunk on it. Get the hands all clean. So I know you're saying you're doing it wrong, you're cooking because the heat is too low and a stir fry should be very high. Yes, you're right. I know that. This is my video. Don't tell me how to cook. I'm the expert chef, known throughout the world. My friend is George Santos. He's a cook too. Yes. Okay, so we got everything done. Do a little bit of... I got to get this on high heat right now. So what I'm going to do... I don't like to season. The reason is that my stomach doesn't handle seasoning well, and then I get acid reflux and burning, and I know most of the country loves spicy and hot foods. It's so bad for your throat and your esophageal airway, and it's just not good for you. Even if you grew up and you're used to it, it's not good for your system. So I don't use seasoning, I don't use spice. But what am I going to use on this thing? Because I want to have some flavor to it. And you've got to have... Nope, the dog's sitting over there watching. I know, I'm not going to bother you. She's right outside the kitchen watching me. What can I put in this thing? I'm trying to finish up all the stuff I have here. I got some teriyaki sauce and marinade. That really won't give it much flavor, but it will give it some brown color and make it look good. And if you get the heat hot enough, it'll start to sizzle a bit. Now, if I was a professional chef, as I said, I'd be mixing all this stuff. The heat would be so high, I'd have a better stove, better burner. But I don't have any room. I have no room on the counters because I'm a slob. And I'm trying to take care of that a little bit, but, you know, who's got time when you... Oh, I'm spilling this all over the place. Who's got time to do that when you're taking naps and making videos? So, alright. Yeah. See, this should be boiling hot right now. This should be... That's the sound of heat. This should be burning up, and all it's really doing is slow cooking, which I don't care, because to me, it's delicious. Now, let me talk about this a little bit. Tofu is very good for you. I don't know, there's some talk about women shouldn't have tofu because it's got soy, and you might have problems with estrogen and breast cancer. I don't know about that. I'm not a doctor. The noodles, you really want to get noodles that are not egg noodles. You want healthy. I think this is a vegan noodle, so that's okay. The tofu is healthy. That's definitely vegan. There are peppers and a little bit of tofu that wasn't crushed up. Doesn't really matter. The peppers and onions, totally vegan. What else did I put in here? I keep thinking I'm missing something. Am I missing something? On the bean sprouts, that's it. The bean sprouts those are healthy too. So what you're dealing with is a humongous meal that has next to no calories. Whoop, my noodle's hanging over the pan. Has next to no calories. I don't know if there is any fat in here. Seriously, I don't think there's any fat in this pan at all. I don't believe there is any cholesterol in this pan. So there's no fat, no cholesterol. Until I put in the teriyaki liquid stuff, there was no salt, no sugar. This is probably 100% healthy. And it might look gross to some people, but it tastes pretty good. And you can make it better by putting in teriyaki or a marinade sauce, but then you start adding the sugars and the salts. Not as healthy then. And it might look gross, but you start to eat this stuff and you go, not so bad. And you could literally eat a massive plate of this thing and then say, why did I eat so much food? And the good thing is, there are next to no calories in this. I'm pretty sure it's zero cholesterol. It's mostly, maybe the noodles might bind you a little bit, but you get the veggies, the tofu, the bean sprouts. It's probably all fiber. So the minute before you even sit down, you're gonna have a missile popping out of your body. Very good for your system, for your digestive tract, for your colon. I'm spilling noodles everywhere. It's really cooked. It's already done. Now what I really like to do, I'd love to get more oil in here, and that's how I used to cook. I would cook, and then at the very end, I'd look at the pan and I'd go, oh my gosh, I've got like a cup of liquid in here. And I think a lot of it was I was just putting too much oil in, and also not draining the tofu. You get an enormous amount of liquid. But right now, there's no liquid in this pan at all. So now I'm starting to think maybe I was just using too much oil, and that was a big oopsie-doopsie, pachamaloopsie. I'd like the tofu to be cooked a little bit better. I don't think anybody's watched the video to this point. You probably turned it off. But if you didn't, maybe those ads are popping up and I'm making 10 cents here or there. Yeah. So if I had a top, most of these big woks don't come with a top. They don't come with a cover. Because they're big, they're huge. Can I show you this one? That's my, is that a 16 or is that a 14? I think this is like a 10 or a 12. I posted a video review of that pan. It's the Tefal. This is the humongous. Is this a KitchenAid? This thing is so big, it just sits on the stove because there's no place to put it. Oh my gosh, in the background I've got some chestnuts. Chestnuts, and sometimes they're on an open fire. And you always want your nuts on an open fire. So I'd really love to put those in. This is kind of cooking away. I'd say it's mostly done. Probably overdone at this point. Let's grab a can of chestnuts that I'm roasting on my fire. The minute I find the can opener, the dog's going to think that it's tuna. She's going to run in the room going, give me food! I want food! Okay, so we're opening up the can of chestnuts. I'm going to show you my nuts, my chestnuts in a minute. I'm draining my chestnuts. Get the cover out of the way. So this is just a can. They come sliced. They come whole and sliced. Buy whatever's on sale. It doesn't matter. If they're whole, your teeth will slice them as you're chewing them. Ooh, that's sticky. That handle is hot. I almost started a fire on my handle. Oh, does that look good? And I'll tell you, if you don't like tofu, the noodles, believe me, these noodles make this meal. I made, what did I make for my mom? I didn't put in the bean sprouts. I think I just put in the tofu and the noodles, and it's like going to a Chinese restaurant because it's all noodles. And really, that's mostly what you pay for in a Chinese restaurant is a bunch of noodles and sauce. Now, one last thing that I have here. I really want to get this in here. I got this big bottle of, and this one kind of makes it unhealthy at this point. I got this big bottle of, what is this? Gourmet, sweet and savory, Yoshida, grilling. I don't know what the heck this thing is. I bought it at Costco. I just want to get rid of it. So a little bit of that. Like a teriyaki sauce. And then that will give it a little more flavor. I think we're almost done with the video. Give it a little flavor, a little color. And then after this is done, I just leave it on the range, on the stove, for like an hour and a half, because it takes forever to cool. And you pop it in the fridge. Now what you really are supposed to do with the bean sprouts is you're supposed to wash them and rinse them. I didn't do that. But it's also sitting on a stove that's a couple hundred degrees, so that's going to kill the bacteria. Or the, whatever that stuff is. I can't remember, that poisonous stuff that people get sick from. The tofu, that's fine. Everything's fine. So this is a beautiful meal. It looks good. It looks awesome. Nice color. And there it is. You got the onions and the peppers, and the tofu. And you really can't tell the difference between the bean sprouts. Well, you can a little bit, but bean sprouts and the noodles. Just a darn good meal. Took me about, what? I don't even know how long I've been recording for. 19 minutes. So 19 minutes. I didn't use the sink at all. All I used was the garbage can. Everything went from the package into the wok and in the garbage can. 19 minutes from start to finish. Really easy to cook. I could have made it better if I took some time, but that's alright. I think that's going to be it. As I said at the beginning, thumbs up, subscribe, like. Give me those likes. I don't really care if you give me likes. Just click on the donation link in the video description and give me $1 million. I'll be happy. Thanks for watching. Happy. What do they say on those cooking shows? Bon appetit! La, 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 la. If you want to make it, fine. If you don't, that's up to you. Doesn't bother me at all. Alright, that's it. I'm going to shut the video off. Oh wait, I've got another 20 seconds till I get to 20 minutes. So, la la la, thank you for watching my awesome cooking video. La la la, 8 seconds to go. Let's get a 20-second video here, people. Oh my gosh, that's it. Okay, we're done. Bye. Click, 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 click.